A box plot or box and whiskers chart type in Excel can let you look at a snapshot of a series and compare one to the other, and you'll easily be able to see the minimum, maximum, median, and some other points about that series. Here is a sheet that has some data about airport security checkpoints and the different times of day each weekday and what the time on average is to go through the checkpoint at that time. To create a line chart from this, I could just click on one of the cells, go to Insert and Line, and just create a line chart. And it's just a jumbled mess of lines, really. It would be hard to pick the best security gate to go through or see what's the best time of day. You can see some ups and downs, but really the data doesn't stand out in this chart type. So I'm going to just delete that, and instead we'll create a box plot. And it's not a built-in chart type, so we'll have to do a little bit of work to create it. So all the data is here, starting in row 3 and going down to row 37. And below that, I've got some formulas where I'm going to just do some simple calculations to figure out some of the statistics about each checkpoint. So the first thing I've done here is an average, and I'm sure you're familiar with that function. It's just taking an average of all the times for checkpoint 1. And then I've also done the minimum, and you can see the maximum, so the max. The median is just the number in the center. If you arrange the numbers in ascending order, what number is in the middle. I've also used the percentile function to find the first quartile and the third quartile. Below that, I've done a few more calculations just to subtract different values. So the 25th percentile, we're just referring here to the first quartile. And then to get the 50th, to find out how long a section of a column chart that is, we take the median and subtract the first quartile. And below that, for the 75th, we're just taking the Q3, subtracting the median, and that gives us the length of the columns that we're going to create. And then we've figured out how long the minimum line should be and the maximum. To create the box and whiskers or box plot, I'm going to copy all these formulas across. So now we have the numbers for each of the checkpoints. I will then select the headings, including this blank heading and the checkpoint numbers. Holding the Control key on the keyboard, I'll select the numbers for these different percentiles. And then on the Insert tab, I'll go to Column, and I'm going to select a stacked column. So here's my basic chart, and we can see each of the checkpoints. We're going to show the maximum with an error bar, so it'll reach up to the longest time at that checkpoint. So to do that, I'm going to click on this 75th percentile, and on the ribbon I'll click Layout, and here's error bars. I'll click that and go down and click More Error Bar Options. So it has already put error bars on, as you can see. We want these to be plus, so just having the little bar at the top, and I'll click Custom, Specify Value, And in this positive, I'm going to clear that out. And for the positive, I want it to reach up to the maximum. So I'll select these values where the length of that maximum line is and click OK. And now you can see those maximums. For the minimums, I'm going to click on the 25th percentile, and I'll go to the error bars for that. For these, I want to do a minus direction, custom, specify value, and this time we're doing the negative error value, and I'm going to select these minimums. Click OK, and there we have the error bars that go down to the minimum time. This bar is just to support and give us a starting point for these middle sections. So I'm going to format it so it's not visible. So I've selected it, and on the Format tab, for the fill, I'll put No Fill. So now we have the boxes based on this information and our minimum times. So we can see that the maximum time for this one is 30, and the minimum, you can breeze right through this if you hit the right time for checkpoint number 7. The last thing I'll do here is select that chart, and on the layout I'll go to Legend and turn that off because it's not adding any helpful information. So that's a box plot, or it's also called Box and Whiskers chart, that gives you a snapshot of a series.